Nuketown Zombies is one of the most polarizing maps in Call of Duty Zombies history. This small, simple Day 1 DLC map for Black Ops 2 Zombies has been lambasted by parts of the community for its take on randomized perks. When you spawn into Nuketown Zombies, there won't be a single perk available to you on the map. As the player climbs through the rounds, the original 4 perks in the Pack-a-Punch machine will fall into random parts of the map in a random order on random rounds, which includes the possibility of Juggernog being unavailable until round 25. That unlikely but very real possibility has scared a lot of players away from what I consider an incredible map. So in this video, I'll be proving that you don't need Juggernog to have a great game of Nuketown Zombies by surviving till round 25 without Juggernog with a simple, repeatable strategy. And if you love Nuketown Zombies like I do, hit the like button. And if you hate Nuketown Zombies, hit the like button for that too, and let me know which camp you fall into in the comments down below. Without any further ado, let's load into Nuketown Zombies. What is up everyone, I'm a Total Dork and today we're reaching round 25 on Nuketown Zombies without Juggernog. So we're getting to round 25 without Jug, and the first part of this strategy is getting some weapons. So we're going to start the game by opening the bus in the middle of the map where we're going to get the AK-74U, the Galvaknuckles, which are behind these boxes here. Hello zombie. There they are. And if we have the money, we may even pick up claymores while we're at it. The AK-74U is pretty self-explanatory. It's easily one of the best weapons in the game, and we don't have to go very far out of our way to get it, or rely on the randomness of the mystery box. The Galvaknuckles are the most expensive thing that we can buy on the map at 6,000 points, and they're going to be less useful, but still very valuable. The Galvaknuckles are a one-hit kill until about round 15, and because they're melee kills, we can use them to get a ton of points very early in our game. We'll make back that 6 grand in no time. Unfortunately, we can't rely on them too heavily since we'll be without Jug, but they'll be awesome for getting a single zombie out of our way while training early in our game, and for getting some easy free kills while the zombies are still spawning in. We will get a different weapon for getting a single zombie out of our way while training later on, but for right now, these will work perfectly fine. It's not like we have a whole lot to spend our money on anyway. And while we're climbing through the rounds to get those things, we're going to expand on the rule set for this challenge, because we're going to be doing a little more than just avoiding Juggernog. I want this challenge to be as consistent as possible, and that means we need to add some additional rules. So the first extra rule is that we're only allowed to buy 2 quick revives. The common criticism for this map's perk system is that you need more than one game to have a good game, and I think a lot of people would consider being out of lives by the time Juggernog is available to be a bad game. So we're only going to allow myself to go down twice during our game, and if you think that's too high, keep in mind that 2 downs every 25 rounds puts you on pace for a round 50 run if you use all of your available lives. Which is, pretty good, I'd say. The other rule is that we're going to avoid the mystery box. I want to keep this strategy as consistent as possible, and that means cutting out randomness wherever possible, so no lucky ray guns or monkey bombs or anything like that to make things really easy. Also for randomness, I'm not going to allow myself to open the $3,000 door with the random power-up behind it, not that I was going to buy that anyway. And the last rule I have for this challenge is to play the match on console. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't want anyone to think that I'm getting some kind of advantage by playing on PC by increasing the field of view or having more frames per second or having a higher resolution or anything like that. So if you're wondering why the gameplay looks different from the intro, that's why. I recorded all those theater shots on PC and this gameplay is on console, and the console version of BO2 doesn't run at 4K. If those are all the rules for this challenge, let's go ahead and climb through the rounds to get our guns and Galvaknuckles. And here's the first part of the strategy done. It's round 6, and we have the gun we're going to use throughout the entire run as well as our Galvaknuckles, and as you can tell, the AK-74U is putting in work. For the time being, we're just going to be using the Galvaknuckles on these single zombies and the AK-74U for the groups that are too dangerous to melee without Jug. And while I was going through the rounds, I did hear a perk drop towards the greenhouse, and if you didn't know, you can crawl underneath the garage here and see the entire backyard without spending any money indoors, and let's see what we got. It is Pack-a-Punch. So Pack-a-Punch is obviously going to be very useful for upgrading our guns and getting more damage. We don't need that just yet because it's only round 7, but it is going to be very useful very soon. And while Pack-a-Punch is more expensive than something like Double Tap, we're not going to have to worry about losing it if we go down, which is a big help. Oh, and would you look at that. Speaking of Double Tap, perhaps, I can hear we have another perk coming in. We're going to listen for where that spawns in, finish the round, and go take a look at that, and maybe even go grab it, depending on what it is. Alright, and I can see that it isn't in the back of the greenhouse, which means it spawned on the yellow side. So if it's not in the back of the greenhouse, it's probably in the yellow house. It's not on the second floor. So let's go ahead and run towards the garage here and look through this hole here. And it's Speed Cola. Okay, happy about that because it gives me a reason to open the yellow house and get the second weapon for our strategy. So a lot of you are probably watching this and thinking to yourself, okay, the dork has lost his mind. Why on earth has he just unironically bought the Remington? And I'm realizing I probably shouldn't have dropped back here because I don't have money to Pack-a-Punch anymore. But the Remington is probably one of the least popular guns in the entire game, and before routing this strategy, I was one of the people who really didn't like this gun. But after planning this out, I am in trouble. Okay, that was close. But after planning out this strategy, I gotta say, I found a really good use for the Remington, which is clearing out a path on low to mid rounds. This strategy is really dangerous. I should not have dropped back here. If there's one or two zombies in your way, you can use the Remington like you see people use the Executioner on this map, or how some people use the KRM or MOG shotguns in Black Ops 3 or 4 to get that one zombie out of your way. With Double Tap and Pack-a-Punch, it's a 1 or 2 shot kill until at least round 25, which is all you need for this challenge. On top of that, it has great range and it's a wall buy, so it's really invaluable for this strategy. The only major complaint that I have is it's seemingly really inconsistent. I don't know if I'm often hitting zombies in the arms or missing out on some kind of damage multiplier, but sometimes I'm getting 2 shots consistently and other times I'm eviscerating them. But if you train smartly, you'll have more than enough time to get multiple shots off before you're in trouble. And now that we're Pack-a-Punch, we're really going to see what the strategy is going to be. You can see that I'm just walking here in the spawn room doing the loop around the outside of the map, and if a zombie gets in my way, Pack-a-Punch with the KRM, aim in a little bit to get that aim assist because I am playing on console. That double points is going to be huge for what comes next. All we need to do is turn around with the AK and unload. Okay, I have died. Somehow there was a zombie behind me. I did not see them. That is the first time I have gone down using that strategy, and I'm guessing it's because there was a zombie coming out of one of the spawns, maybe dropping down from the roof that I just didn't see. But if you look before you do things like that, it is safe. I've done this probably more than a few dozen times at this point. That is the first time I've ever gone down. That is unfortunate. We are down 1 quick revive in the dumbest way possible. We have 1 left. So let's go ahead and get back here and grab Speed Cola, and we don't have enough money, so we're just gonna open to it. So we're gonna go through another round here in the spawn room and hopefully not die with this strategy I've proclaimed to be the best for this thing. And at the end of the round, we're gonna get Speed Cola, and then we're just waiting for more perks. And I can hear another perk spawning in. We're obviously hoping for Double Tap. Let's get through this round here and take a look at what that's gonna be. Alright, we're at the end of the round, and I'm pretty sure that other perk spawned back here. Let's take a look at what it is. Okay, it's not in the backyard, which means... okay, it's Jug. You know, Juggernog is obviously not a perk we can use in this challenge, but I am really happy that we got it so early on. Right now we're on round 12, and we got that perk drop on round 11, and really, if you can't survive without Jug until at least the double digits, there might be some skill issues going on here, and I hate using that term, but this is a situation where it would probably be appropriate. Whether or not surviving without Jug until a certain round is something you want to do as part of your playstyle, getting to that point shouldn't be too difficult. And because that's the third perk we got in this game, it's on the later side, which means that you should be able to get Jug much earlier on in your game. I got the second perk on round 7, I believe it was, and the first on round, I think it was like 3 or 4. People always throw the round 25 limit as a reason this map is bad, but in all my time playing this map, I don't think I've ever gotten that far without having Jug. It's almost never my 4th perk, and whatever my 4th perk usually is, always spawns in well before round 25, usually well before round 20. So that's why, even though we can't use Juggernog and we're delaying double tap until probably round 17 or 18, I'm happy we got Jug here. I got to prove a point. But speaking of double tap, we are just kind of going through the rounds until we get that perk. So let's go ahead and get through them. Alright, we're getting pretty high up in the rounds here, so let's go ahead and pack-a-punch our AK-74U. If you're wondering why I took this long to pack-a-punch, it's because the only real issue we're going to have at this point is money. Buying ammo is going to be considerably more expensive now, and being able to hold off pack-a-punch until you get double tap definitely helps our money situation out. We should be getting double tap here pretty soon, but until then we are going to want to pack-a-punch here just to keep ourselves as safe as possible. Until then, we're going to keep climbing. Well, when I said we'd be getting double tap pretty soon, I didn't think we'd be getting it in the middle of a round, much less the middle of this round, and is going in the back of the yellow house. We'll finish up the round here and go grab that. Okay, I didn't mean to end the round, I just... Fuck. Drink faster. Okay, we made it. Oh, and a lucky nuke. Let's reset the spawns. Fantastic. So now that we have double tap, both of our weapons are going to be as strong as they can be, and we also don't have anything else to wait for or buy on the map, so all we have left to do is climb to round 25. Yeah, just look at oh, what the fuck? What did I get stuck on? I got stuck on the floor before the zombie was on screen, so either that hitbox was completely out of whack, or something else was going on with the geometry there. And I've not put myself in a great spot by coming back here, but we do have all of them here. We should be able to get our other 2 perks back without any issue, because we are out of quick revives now. I've only gone down twice, but with the rules we put in place before, I can only get 2. So I'm on my last life, my last leg, my last speed cola, and my last double tap. And now we gotta figure out how to leave. Okay, we have figured out how to leave. The game kind of screwed us over with that second down. Oh, and an insta-kill. That is beautiful. Oh, and it ended the round. Maybe I didn't want that. I don't know. I mean, I can use insta-kill on a fresh round, but also now I'm back here. I mean, I don't know. Let's see how this goes. Alright, and we're back in our spawn room. That hiccup aside, now it is time to get to round 25. I got stuck on that thing again. What the fuck is that? I'm glad that happened the second time because I was not able to repeat it immediately after, and now it is on camera. There is some fucky geometry over there. Man, I've been playing this map for like a decade at this point, I'm pretty sure. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. And this is the console version. This is my own disc. Everything's as it should be, and it's weird. Alright, and we're here at round 24, one round away from our goal, and I just wanted to check in to let you know that the strategy has not changed at all. The Remington, as you just saw, is still a 1 to 2 shot kill, even with double tap and the pack-a-punch at round 24. The only thing that's really changed is that we have a few more walkers that we have to deal with, but otherwise, we're doing pretty much exactly what we've done for the entire match. Just kind of walk around, shoot what's in our way with the Remington, and once we have them all in a horde, we turn around and light them up. And there we have it, round 25 on Nuketown Zombies without Jug. We got ourselves the last Richtofen in quotes, and we got ourselves blue eyes. Look at that. So now that the challenge has been completed, I want to take a closer look at the game and talk about a couple of things that I might have been able to improve. Firstly, both of those downs were extremely avoidable. If I had just walked a bit further on my first down, I would have seen a zombie spawning over the ledge and known not to turn my back. Really, I shouldn't be turning to shoot at that spot at all because zombies can hit me from both the front and the back, as we saw in the gameplay, but they can also sideswipe me by coming through the truck that I opened and even drop down from the roof of the yellow house and hit me from my other side. And as we saw in detail, there's some kind of invisible wall that caused my second down at that same spot. Had I played a little smarter for the first down and avoided that bug for the second, it would have been a completely flawless game. That being said, I think there might be room for improvement in the strategy itself. The first part of the plan was to open the truck to these 74U and Galvaknuckles, but that may not have been the best strategy. While those are both great weapons, it opens another route for the zombies to take that might have made the training path more dangerous than it had to be. For example, even if I avoided that bug geometry on the second down, there were zombies coming through that truck that could have downed me if I didn't play carefully. In the future, it might be worth keeping that door closed and instead opening towards the yellow house to get the Remington at M16 off the wall early on and skip the Galvaknuckles altogether. Or alternatively, you could have just hit the box. While I avoided the mystery box for the sake of the challenge, there's no reason you need to avoid it during your games. I finished the game with a ton of money and there's no reason I wouldn't have spent some of it on the box in a normal game, or bought Jug the second it was available on the map at round 12. But all in all, I think I proved that you can survive without Jug on Nuketown Zombies if you know what you're doing, and now that you've seen the strategy, you know what you're doing. Let me know what you think of the strategy down in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.